no long intro, where the determination is the way can be found. Now, this is a premise I pulled from a really good book I've read recently called The Richest Man in Babylon. Now, this is a book I've heard lots about throughout the years, but never got around to reading until finally I did so a few weeks ago, and I reread it last night. Man, must say, just small book, short, simple in a lot of ways, but full of wisdom. And I do recommend you guys read. And one of the passages was about a camel trader. And I found a very interesting quote in there. It says, "The soul of a free man looks at life as a series of problems to be solved and solves them." Now, as most of you may know by now, this is essentially what life is. And if you've decided to go the path of a trader as a career, oh man, it's it's a lot of problems to be solved, man, before you can really make a good dollar from your hard work. But I do hope a lot of you guys do have the soul of a free man and undergo this journey with me, because throughout this year, mainly, I've done so many changes, undergone so many transformations in my mindset, my trading, and my understanding of price action. A lot of changes needed to be made, and a lot of problems needed to be solved. And I've been solving them, and I'm solving some right now as we speak. So, I do encourage you guys, take a look at that book and do understand this, because the alternative is not ideal. You don't want to be the man with the soul of a slave. And a lot of times, some people don't even realize they're being slaves. They lay down at their problems, they run away from their problems. You can run, but you can't hide. I say one of the ways you can look at it is as if you're putting your problems on a credit card. Sure, you may not have to pay it this week or the next, but eventually it's going to come due. And the interest makes it a bit more painful. So, to help with some of this issue and problem solving, I've decided to help my own understanding and visual patterns when it comes to pattern recognition and price action. I created a Telegram chat where I take screenshots from ICT's YouTube mentorship and just captured every trade he took on there. And over again every week I look at the entries just to get used to seeing the patterns. And that suitor experience itself, although it's in hindsight, and of course hindsight is 2020, but it does help when it comes to gaining confidence, knowing that I've seen these things pan out 100 times before, and chances are it will again. Does it mean you're going to have winning trades because you've seen it before? Absolutely not. I thought so too. I thought I would have had 3 Lambos by now. And yet that's not the case. But remember, where the determination is, the way can be found. And trust me, I'll find a way, alright. I'll put my life on that, and I have, and I'll continue to do so until I find a way. And if there isn't a way, I'll carve it. And that's simply one of those problems. I'm a free man. That's the way I perceive life. Problems that need to be solved. Not enough money? I'll find a way to make more. I'll solve that problem. Don't have a Lambo? I'll solve that problem. Do I like Lambos? Actually, no, I don't. I like Corvettes, CA Corvette, but that's another issue. So I'll put the link in the description for the Telegram chat. That way you guys can join. It's not a community. That's not what I'm going for. It's simply for pattern recognition. That is all it is. Just screenshots. You can download them yourself. Create your own catalog. Now, let's take a look at meditations. And of course, there's a misspelling in here. Just realized that. Here's what Marcus Aurelius says. He says, Love the art which you have learned and take comfort in it. Now, hearing those words are very comforting, especially when you're going through it. Like if I'm having a rough time in the markets, there's really not much you can do. You can't escape it. You could try to do so, but it's almost like putting it on a credit card, putting your emotions on a credit card, trying to shove them down. It doesn't work. You have to face these things head on. And one of the ways I do so usually is just taking a couple hours off, not looking at the charts, kind of letting the pain hurt as much as possible. And then I get back to it. I'll check my phone, see where I went wrong, look at the charts, and then seeing, oh, I was too upset I missed a good opportunity. Get a little upset about that, but in general, I find it very comforting. No matter how much the markets beat me down, but I always come back to them. It's quite the obsession, I must say. May not be healthy, but it will make me wealthy, so I'll put up with it for as long as I can, which is probably going to be for a long time. And I hope you guys see these things the same way, because without that, if you can't take comfort in the art that you love, if you don't love trading, I think it's going to be very hard. It has been for me, and I love this. And if you don't love this, it may run you off. But here's a quote from Marcus Aurelius that I think will help when things do get difficult. He says, "It is my bad luck that this happened to me." No. You should rather say, "It is good luck that although this has happened to me, I can bear it without pain, neither crushed by the present nor fearful of the future." Now, this is very helpful because oftentimes you take a trade, or personally, when I take a trade and I lose, it's like, oh man, this is bad luck. Why me, man? Like, I saw 3 trades before this and I didn't take them. They panned out, and now I take this. I just have bad luck. Well, no, it's not that. No, you should rather say just good luck. Because even though it happened to me, I can bear it. And the without pain part, that's one of those things, it's a hit or miss. I usually find it very painful when I lose. And although now I've become a bit desensitized to the feeling, it's still not a pleasurable one. But what resonates with me the most is that I'm neither crushed by the present nor fearful of the future. Because the truth is, I know I have time on my side. That time is a big factor. Sure, I may not be on track with my goals. I may have losing trade that set me back, but there's no point in being fearful of the future. Because one of the rules of thumb I've gone by, which is one of those I picked up from the Daily Stoic, Ryan Holiday, he says, don't worry about tomorrow's problems. You'll face them with the same tools you're facing today's problems. If you can remember, a year ago, some of you probably had fears about today. But now look at it. You're doing fine. You're facing today's problems with the tools that you had yesterday. And the same thing is going to happen for the future. Next week, you may think the world is going to crumble. You may be anxious, fearful of the future, but you're around right now. Next week, you'll just deal with the problems like you're dealing with them now. If you take long walks to get away from these markets, then you'll do the same thing next week. And these frameworks certainly help me because I take a lot of risk. I put my backside on the line, and man, these markets have broken me. These markets did a number on me this year, and had I not been so close to myself and my own love of trading itself and understanding these things, these concepts that I'm talking to you guys about, I would have probably thrown in the towel by now. But yet, it's comforting to come back to trading even after not having a good week. It's comforting to come back to the art that I love. This is it for me. There's nothing else. I don't want real estate. I don't want to start a startup. I don't like coding, really. It's boring to me. I don't want to be a doctor or engineer. I want to trade. I want to be a fund manager. I want to be a portfolio manager. And I'm paying the price. And the truth is, it says, where the determination is, the way can be found. And I will find a way. And I hope you too can find your own way. And if it's not out there, if it's not in a book that's already been written already, then as a free man, look at life as a series of problems to be solved. And solve them. There's nothing to it but to do it. Nothing to it but to do it, man. There's nothing like this business. And it's going to be a lot of ups and downs, a lot of dark days. But remember, it doesn't stay dark forever. The sun eventually comes up. And whenever things are going really well, remember, it's not going to be sunshine every day. The dark is coming. You may enjoy summer, but remember, winter is coming. Enjoy these things and prepare for the future. And no point of being fearful. You solve today's problems and you solve the problems in the past. You can solve the problems in the future too. So, with that being said, I hope you guys found today's video insightful. And before we leave, let's take a look at the Telegram fairly quickly. This is the chat itself. These are the screenshots. Just a quick overview. I'll put the description in the I'll put the link in the description box below. So, with all that being said, have a good Friday, you guys, and take care.